is a proclamation on behalf of the people of all countries, all nations, all races, and all religions who stand together in solidarity as one. We will refer to ourselves as the One for the duration of this proclamation to signify our unity and the oneness consciousness we are now embodying. This is a unified stand by we, the One of planet Earth, for re-establishment of peace, freedom, justice, order, and respect for all. We, the One, will no longer put up with being robbed, controlled, manipulated, or taken advantage of by governmental and economic systems, nor will we stand for anyone raping or robbing our Mother Earth. After careful deliberation, we have come to the understanding that within our world, our basic necessities should be free. Our food, water, clothing, shelter, and energy sources like electricity, we will no longer continue to pay for. We were never supposed to be paying for these things that nature gave unto us for free. But some people took the knowledge of how to cultivate and harness energy and went on to steal the earth's most precious and valuable resources. And they have been using this knowledge to stand over others economically while systematically making tools, resources, and education unavailable to the masses. Instead of teaching others how to harness, cultivate, and create for themselves, they choose to implement a system that only gives wealth to a small few, while the majority has to work extra hard to pay for these resources and maintain that system. Most suffer and all are systematically controlled. This is simply not right. This has been going on for so long that humanity has become overly used to it and accepting. But inherently, we can all feel it deeply and know that this way of life is not right. We, the One, will no longer continue to stay silent and accepting of these systems. We have awakened and can now see very clearly the injustices that have been plaguing our earth and humanity for too long. We, the One, no longer support or wish to partake in your imbalanced economic systems or play your unfair money games. We are totally rejecting all forms of monetary systems, including paper money, credit, and all electronic and digital forms of currency, for we know that these systems are only deeper and more advanced forms of control. Every man, woman, and child is entitled to their own space and land where they can live freely. We will not be paying for this anymore. Every family will adopt a home or piece of land for themselves where they can live freely, build, grow their own food, and take care of their families in peace. There is more than enough room on our planet for this, for we no longer believe in any fables of overpopulation. We, the One, are now choosing to live in borderless societies and a borderless world. Every man, woman, and child can travel to any part of the globe as they please without having to obtain permission via passports and visas. We are also now totally abolishing your corrupt government and educational systems. We are now implementing an educational system that teaches people first how to govern themselves through universal and natural laws. Also, we are no longer in need of police forces, armies, and prison systems. We no longer need these entities, but we do encourage individuals from these forces to stand in solidarity with us. We see you as our brothers and sisters, and we know that you too suffer from lack of freedom. In fact, we still encourage you to do your duty to protect, defend, and serve. But please be conscious and more discerning about who and what you are choosing to protect, defend, and serve. You too deserve to live freely. Yes, there will be a period of chaos with ones trying to get acclimated to this new way of life. And yes, there is the threat of dangerous, unruly, and untrustworthy individuals who can make this shift harder for us. But through a unified approach, with swift and dedicated action towards educating the masses, we can achieve order in a very short time span. We, the One, understand that it will take some time for such a world to be able to function harmoniously, and there will be a lot of malevolent forces threatening to keep us divided, especially those at the top and forefront of the late corrupt government and economic systems who have the most to lose. But we are willing to take the chance and go through the fire because we know that through freedom, education, the will for peace and equality for all, everything and everyone will balance out in time for the best. The natural healers, light workers, righteous warriors, and educated people of the One are willing to put in the necessary work to make all of our lives better. We are ready to become more self-sufficient and step forward in our natural abilities to care for ourselves, our families, and our communities. We no longer want to rely on governmental systems to decide and care for us anymore. They have all proven themselves corrupt, untrustworthy, and not in tune with the needs of the One. We will instead tap into universal knowledge and universal laws. We know that where there is a will, there is a way, and even if it takes us a couple of years, we will take the time to figure out the most holistic approaches to dealing with specific situations that may arise. We know that there are righteous earth defenders in every corner of the earth who are willing to help with their wisdom and knowledge in any way they can, and we trust that they will rise up to the occasion. We are also willing to sacrifice, cut back on how we use our provisions and resources, and be still for a moment in time, even if this means we won't be able to travel across seas or long distances for some time, because we know that the goal of unity, freedom, health, and wealth for all is bigger than any one of our individual goals. Some of us will lose more than others, but we don't mind because this is the start of a new era, a new way of thinking and being that will ultimately benefit and make everyone equal and everyone happy. From today forward, we the One stand in unity and solidarity in accordance with universal law. We come together from every different creed, race, nationality, and religion as defenders of Mother Nature. From today on, we do these 9 things to show support of this proclamation. 1. We, the One, denounce the use of all paper money and deactivate all monetary accounts, including all new credit and digital forms of currency. 2. We, the One, are now totally obliterating all corrupt governmental and education systems. We are now implementing an educational system that teaches ones how to govern themselves through universal laws first. 3. Every person or family of the One will adopt a piece of land for themselves. Every person will learn how to farm and grow their food in a holistic way, where they can share with their neighbors and surrounding communities. 4. We, the One, are now deciding to live in a borderless world. Every man, woman, and child can travel to any part of the globe without having to obtain permissions via passports and visas. 5. All of our educated people of the One, our healers, our teachers, and our masters in every walk of life, through our own goodwill, will set up free classes and workshops to teach on to the lesser educated ones. 6. We, the One, will not support any farms or food sources who provide our people with unnatural and genetically modified foods. We reject all forms of mass production of food and will only support small, local, natural, organic farmers who adhere to ethical, holistic farming practices that do not leave our earth desolate. 7. We, the One, take our health and well-being into our own hands and the hands of natural healers. We reject the use of pharmaceutical drugs, unnatural therapies, and vaccines. We will only accept help from modern Western medical experts only if recommended and approved by our natural and holistic healers. We do not support any groups, organizations, or foundations whose goal it is to vaccinate people. Instead, we will turn to the various alternative methods of healing and will seek out natural and herbal medicine to any and all microbiological threats to the health of humanity. 8. For the initial onset of this proclamation, we will take on the ancient yet very simple and practical system of bartering to meet our needs. From foods to goods and services, we will barter with our skills and resources until we can come together again in a more unified manner to figure out holistic ways of fairly distributing our basic needs. And lastly, 9. We, the One, do not condone the mass reaping and mining of Earth's natural minerals, metals, and natural resources by large corporations and entities. From today forward, we strictly adhere to only sourcing from clean and renewable energy sources. And one last word, we would like to make it clear that the rightful owner of all land and resources is Mother Earth. So we are not claiming anything as our own, but simply standing in our right as children of nature to freely live in the space we are now or will soon find ourselves. We also do not promote the fighting of any persons or groups for homes or land, because there is more than enough for everyone to secure a space for themselves. So please, let us instead give thanks unto Mother Nature for her provisions. We also sincerely do apologize to those of you who have worked so hard and so diligently within the latter system to make economic gains and have experienced much growth and success in it. For we know that our new stance will affect you greatly. But we hope you can acknowledge the unfairness of this same system and see the bigger picture. Stand in solidarity and support of this global shift with us for the much more urgent goal towards equality and world peace. We have all asked ourselves for a long time, what is the solution towards this seemingly far-fetched goal? And this is it. We have to take the initiative, the first steps, and be the change in the world we would like to see. Our time is now. We are the One.